Hi Sarah, my name is Kristen and I'm a physical therapist. From the history you gave, you've been dealing with an adductor strain. An adductor strain is the muscle that runs through the inside of your leg, and it actually inserts right here to the pubic symphysis, so it can become really tender with various activities. The problem that you've had, it's been recurrent, and often when we have recurrent injuries, it's because we've never appropriately allowed them to heal and strengthen them afterwards. So I'm going to show you a few things that's going to help bring the inflammation down, as well as then begin to strengthen. And in your case, I would really do this progression very slowly. And I know it sounded like before you had this injury, you were very active, and it's been quite a mental challenge to get back to things. So what I'd like you to do is go back to this, to exercising very slowly, so you can prevent re-injury. A lot of things you can do cardiovascular wise that will not bother you is probably swimming shouldn't bother you at all. I would avoid breaststroke. Kicking with the kickboard. Bicycling is probably very safe, and if it is an adductor strain, that should not bother you. What would bother you bicycling is if you have to stand up and really get your body weight, like if you're going up a hill or something. So I would start with cycling on level surfaces and progress yourself to doing rolling hills, to then any inclines or declines. And then you could probably do an exercise like the elliptical without too much resistance, and the treadmill, just walking. But the key is you want to be pain-free for 24 hours after some sort of exercise before you push yourself a little bit further. So if you haven't done anything, I'd like you to start by doing something 10 or 15 minutes as far as cardiovascular. Choose one of those things I just told you about. Then once you do it 10 or 15 minutes, progress by increments of 2 to 3 minutes every day. But again, if you start with 10 minutes, you want to wait 24 hours to make sure you're pain-free after that exercise. And then you can progress yourself a little bit further. So really go back into your cardiovascular exercises super slow, progressing 2 to 3 minutes as long as you're pain-free. If you're not pain-free, I want you to stay at that same intensity until you can be pain-free for 24 hours with that. Then we're going to isolate and do some isolated strengthening to those adductors. So the first thing is, it sounded like you've been using anti-inflammatories. That's very effective in controlling the inflammation. The other is you can just do a massage. You want to do a cross-friction massage to the area. You can support this leg on something, because probably just hanging out into this position might be too stressful. But you want to massage lengthwise and up and down. Then also cold packs. If it's sore, you can put cold packs right on that muscle for 10 to 15 minutes. So cold packs, massage, and anti-inflammatories will really reduce the inflammation. Then we got to strengthen it, and isolated strengthen it. So the first thing, you can just use a towel, roll it up. It's going to be an isometric contraction, squeezing your knees together, squeezing the towel, and relax. The key is you're going to hold it for 5 seconds, and you're going to do 2 sets of 15. And once you can do 2 sets of 15, you can without pain, then you can progress to the next exercise. So after you can do that, 2 sets of 15 pain-free, you're going to squeeze, hold, and lift, and do a bridge. That really recruits and starts strengthening the stabilizers of the hips as well. So once you can do 2 sets of 15 of each of those, pain-free, you can progress to the next exercise. The next exercise is you're going to lie on your side, put one foot over the other, tighten and straighten the lower leg. You're going to lift it slightly up, 4 to 6 inches, nice and slow. And again, I'm going to progress you very slow, so you need to go as soon as you can go pain-free, 2 sets of 15, which you might fatigue out the first time you do this at 10 or 11. So the goal is to progress up to 2 sets of 15. And you're going to perform them on both legs. Then lastly, once you can do all of those pain-free, you can start doing some things in standing. And the best exercise that's a nice progression that helps strengthen the adductors and really stabilizes the pelvis is a lunge. So what you're going to do is hold on to something for stability at first. You're going to step forward and lunge down. And you're going to alternate legs. And the key here is that you don't want your knee to go over your toes. And the progression to doing this stationary is to then do a lunge walking and propelling yourself forward without support. But again, you're going to get to where you can do 2 sets of 15 lunges without pain. And you can do all of these specific strengthening exercises as you slowly progress your cardiovascular exercise as well. So Sarah, I hope this answers your question. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us. Be well.